Welcome back to my channel. I'm welcoming you back and I'm welcoming me back because we're gonna start being more consistent. Um, it's evident that Spirit wants me to put out messages, and you know, this year has been very interesting. And if I'm feeling like a type of way, I don't want to burden anybody else with that. So a lot of this year has been spent, healing, doing a lot of healing, and feeling my way through the physical world, like really, because this is an interesting place. And also, like, attempting to feel my way through a twin flame connection, which I just talked about in the last video I just uploaded. So feel free to check it out. And I also posted a short that was actually left off the video, so I turned it into a short because it was just like under 5 minutes. So feel free to check it out, show some love if you'd like, and if not, then that's fine too. So we're gonna start from the very middle. I call my power back to me. I call my energy back to me. I call my magic back to me. I am cleansed and disconnected from anything that may drain me. I am shielded from any energy that does not serve me. I am safe. I am protected. I am whole. And so it is. So, we started with that because, like, I can feel and I can also see how I've lent out so much of my energy through the years, and most, like, I developed a defense mechanism as a child doing that, so I didn't have to focus on myself. Like, let me distract myself with others so I don't have to do, like, I have to face myself in a way which causes me to be uncomfortable. So much for that, the many spiritual awakenings, and you're confronted with the very thing you were running from, right? I have done, like, well, okay, so it's 2024. Up until this moment, like, the most difficult part of my process was relationships, right? Choosing what relationships to hold on to, choosing, well, not even choosing, but being led to let go of, people along the way, right? That was the most difficult part of this journey because, when you have a big heart, you want to bring everybody with you, right? But you started to find that it became difficult to carry these people with you. It became, physical constraints, like different things started happening where it was like, it's either me or them, and so it did get a little, like, in some instances it got physical to the point where it's like there's no way that I could try to hold on to this relationship because God is showing me every reason of why I need to let it go, right? And I'm not even talking about, like, I'm talking about friendships right now, or family relationships. Like, I'm not even talking about a connection with somebody that I'm intimate with. I'm not even referring to that, but that too, but specifically for me speaking, it was letting go of people that I viewed as friends and family, that was really the hardest part of my journey, letting go of, those people, but now I'm in a place where, like, I'm good, like, I've, like, set myself up in a way where I'm not bothered by outside energies or people that used to be in my life. You know, they just don't have a place in my aura, my space. Like, you know, I'm not letting anybody stand in my way when it comes to doing the work and becoming whole, you know, the act of becoming, you know, because I feel like I'm going to be in a constant state of becoming, you know, but I did realize the one relationship that kind of still, you know, plagues on me is my twin flame connection. And you know, I've decided to kind of take a step back in the best way that I can for myself. So that it is healthier for me to digest. I do feel I'm ready for a conversation with my twin flame as I see a butterfly flying, right? And like, I'm not sure his state of mind. Like, I'm really not clear. And honestly, I need clarity. And it's not even about like us moving forward. It's more so of us like understanding where we both are in the process, you know, what has led us up to this moment, and like sharing, like, I guess, you know, like being able to freely express ourselves without feeling the need to overcompensate or whatever, you know, because like I said, I don't know his state of mind, you know. I'm not really sure because we're in a no contact. But I do know within this no contact, it has been a lot of things that's been toying on my mind, and I'm unable to move forward like in this manner. You get what I'm saying? Because it's just not a representation of the person that I'm becoming. And I don't want to be plagued by any relationship. You get what I'm saying? Like, I don't need anything distracting me from where I'm going, no matter who it is. You know, it should add to my life and not take away or have me feeling emotionally drained and whatever else. So, yes, I'm calling my power back to me. All the energy that I have been putting in to this relationship telepathically, like all of it, like, you know, let's see where we're gonna go next. Okay, so we're gonna go over top to the right, the black. As you focus on clearing your generational trauma, do not forget to claim your generational strengths. Your ancestors gave you more than just wounds. And I feel like that's the energy that I've been like in like this year, like just clearing out generational trauma and like realizing that that is not all that we are made of, is of this trauma. Like, we speak on it a lot, but like, yeah, what about the generational blessings that's coming in? What about our generational strength that was passed down? Because had it not been for all this strength that was willed to me, I don't think I would be here with some of the things that I have gone through, you know. I for sure wouldn't be here. And I know I'm not here on my own strength. You know, it's the inner strength that's being guided and given to me along the way, because I could not have done this on my own at all. And I mean, I think that's like clear and concise, as I need all my messages to be. I needed to be clear and I needed to be concise. Okay? Like I said previously in the previous video, I don't have time to be trying to figure out some riddles that you're concocting or putting together. Make it clear and concise. You know, that's how I talk to the creator. That's how I'm talking to everybody. Like, if you have something to say to me, don't, you know, don't try to like put some type of message that I gotta decode, you know. I have to decode just to no, I'm not interested. So we're gonna go to the right corner. There will be so much ease, calmness, and peace in this new timeline of your life. Things will effortlessly start happening for you now. And I feel that, like, I'll see different YouTube videos and they'll serve as further confirmations. Like, you know, I feel that, like, you know, I said years ago that I know I didn't go through all of this just to go through it. Like, I really didn't know why I was going through the things at the time. You know, I didn't know the reasoning behind a lot of things that I went through at the time. But, you know, it got to the point where I did realize God was gearing me up for something and he was preparing me for something, right? But that took years later. That's been like, what, within the past 2 years? I've come to that conclusion, and I don't even know if it's been a full 2 years. Like, it might be next month that'll make it a full 2 years where I'm like, okay, you know, like, God is taking me somewhere. God is preparing a place for me, you know, and I had to go through what I went through so that I could be prepared for this position, not knowing what it is, you know, but knowing that, bro, I'm here for more than my current circumstances or how life is being depicted to me right now. Like, it's deeper than this. It's bigger than this. It's bigger than me, you know, because my trials and tribulations wouldn't have been they just wouldn't have been as difficult and like as they were if I didn't have more coming for me, if I didn't have like more to be expected from my journey. Because it's like what has played out in my life thus far has been a lot of lessons. I'm not gonna lie to you, it's been a lot of lessons, but it came with me being a generational curse breaker. Like, things have been tougher for me because I am that person on both sides of my family. You know, I don't see anybody doing the work that I have done and that life has taken me through within any side of my family. I don't see it. Not saying that it's not done with relatives that I don't know, you know, but in the ones that I know, I don't see anybody's life who has been similar to mine's. You know, it was called on my heart very, very early that I was a generational curse breaker, probably even before I even knew. Like, when I look at my life now, I can tell that I was chosen, you know, by my ancestors to break things within the bloodline that has held us up in the physical realm, you know, and spiritually. You know, I've taken all of that on, and I've took it on at an early age, not even knowing. Like, it was always destined for me to be that for the family. And I might have said it, and then I really not realizing, like, at the time of going through different trials, that was indeed what was going on, but realizing it like much, later, like, so of course this road, this journey wouldn't come without trials and tribulations. Every journey does, the many lessons every journey does. But I was called here for this, so to the far right, pain changes people. And you have pain, you can let it change you for the better or for the worse. And you know what? Like, what I hadn't realized about myself is that I realized this year, no matter what I've been through, I still have the ability to love. Like, I never let it take the way I love from me. And, it's important to, acknowledge your strengths, because it's so much of our journey we spend beating ourselves up. But what I've learned, I've never let it affect the way that I love. I still lead with love, no matter how much pain I have gone through, and that's something of high regard. That's something to be to respect. I don't even expect anything from anybody when I show them that love, because it's just within me, and God really wanted me to acknowledge that about myself this year. God really wants me, my spirit team, they really want me to be softer on myself, because I was raised where I had no choice but to be strong. And being the only child, my mom raised me like her mother raised her. My mom was the oldest of 6, and I'm the only child. So she made me she raised me, she was hard on me. I'm not gonna lie, my mother was hard on me. And I can see why. When you just look at the world today, I can see why my mom was so hard on me. But I also needed the balance of that soft love, I had to cultivate that within myself, because I didn't have that, It was just so on me, so on me, so on me, so on me, And not really knowing that I had underwent some childhood trauma where I really needed that softer love just as well, she prepared me for what I needed to be for the world. But resting in my femininity, which a lot of women don't have the ability to do, because we feel the need to operate in our divine masculine more so out of protection, because we're not being protected, right? So it's not until you cultivate that energy for yourself that you're able to really start resting in that. And so I'm in the process of working towards being able to completely rest in my femininity without having to operate in my masculinity as much, because you can tell within the world that it's not balanced within any of us, overcompensating and all of that. So We're going to go to the top left-hand corner. Realize this is a spiritual war, a war on consciousness. This is high magic, dark occultism. See the spells, learn the symbolism of these ritualistic events. It is hidden in plain sight. This is conditioning, programming, and mind control. This has been planned a long time ago. This goes way deeper than viruses and racism. Look beyond the 3D veil. Connect the dots. Please don't fall for these divide and conquer tactics. Remember what you truly are. Keep your frequency high at all times. Infinite love is the only truth. Everything else is an illusion. I believe it says it's by Mark Mills. This is playing really high in the atmosphere right now. It's been like this for all of time. It's been a spiritual war, but like it's so prevalent within the earth right now. Like, you cannot avoid the fact that mainstream media, the government, just everything within that realm is fighting for control over our minds right now, right? A lot of people are waking up right now. Like it's like I can, it's no words for it. It's no words for it, because you feel it and you can see it. You feel it and you can see it. And basically it's up to you to choose your direction. Like, we're being given all of this, and what are you gonna make of it for yourself? I'm in and out of detachment. You get what I'm saying? It's like different stages of detachment. Like, I limit what I consume, as in the news. You know, I limit what I consume within social media, but I realized that has been a little bit higher because I've been on Twitter, and oh my gosh, like the wealth of information that you run into Twitter, I kind of feel like it's one of the quickest ways to, like, if you want to get caught up on what's going on in the world, like, you don't have to go searching for it. Like, it's right there. And I'm like, okay, I need to step back. You know, at some point, you got to step back and limit what you're intaking, right? Which I've done a lot, but I did it last year by force, right? But then I've been overstimulating myself this year, as far as social media, right? Because you kind of feel the need that, you know, I guess I felt the need at the time trying to play catch up, but you can never catch up, right? That's neither here nor there, but it's basically just realizing what is going on and you departing from the ways of the world. Because we are in the world, but we are not of it. But what's being depicted in the media is a lot of the world type of things. You know, a lot of worshiping false prophets. It's a lot of just worshiping man in ways of this world that we were not even supposed to be doing. You know what I'm saying? So you really gotta just stay vigilant and stay focused. You know, you gotta stay focused on your goal, your mission, on the guidance from spirit to lead you in the direction that you desire, that is based on divine order. Okay, so the left hand bottom corner. Think I get it now. Earth is the highest dimension of hell and the lowest dimension of heaven, acting as some sort of interdimensional way station where entities from all dimensions congregate to observe and manipulate humans as they either level up or down in dimensions. Well, if that ain't something right there, because that's exactly what is going on. So it's like a fight for your mind to lower you in dimensions with them, because they already know they're going down, but they want to take you with them, right? They want to fight for as many minds as they can, corrupt, to go with them. Yeah, I rebuke that. I rebuke that totally. I rebuke that. So let's go into the Matrix. A system put into place by the darkness that generates rules and regulations people must follow to support the system. The darkness operates through the Matrix, an intricate system steeped in rules, patterns, and programs that exist to keep us enslaved. Once we're caught up in its grips, the darkness hacks into our unconscious minds to dominate and restrict our behavior, while generating the frequencies of fear, doubt, lack, and conflict in order to feed its own realm for their benefit. For their benefit to control us, right? Like I've been saying, when it comes to politics, I don't get into that because it's a corrupt system and the whole system needs to fall and then to be rebuilt by the people for the people, right? Righteously. I mean, that's pretty straightforward. All right? Vibrating out of the matrix, right to the right of the matrix. An intolerance for lower vibrational things of the 3D, reflected in conversations, attitudes, societal structures, healing modalities, and etc. They literally make you feel sick inside. When we begin arriving in the higher realms and in higher vibration, our energies are no longer in alignment with the old outside 3D world. Through a severe intolerance to the old, we are being pushed to move forward to and create the new. In addition, you may feel like staying home or just being alone, as much of everything out there no longer matches the higher vibration of you. This is simply a very common experience of evolution. We are moving forward before the outside manifestations are. Being in the old can feel downright awful. It is similar to having to go back after you have had a near-death experience. As the ascension process continues, going back to the lower dimensions will not feel good, nor will it be possible for long, as it is difficult to drop our vibration down in order to reside there. And you know, as you start to do this work, you feel yourself like vibrating between the lower dimensions and the higher dimensions, because it's like you have a certain responsibility to the physical where it prevents you from staying in those higher realms until you build a life for yourself where you can afford to stay there. You know, you have no worries. Like, you have depleted all your worries, you know. Well, it was something in that that stood out to me as well, something else. Just, let me see, 1 second, let me see. Okay, we are moving forward before the outside manifestations are. I'm glad I finally read that. I'm not sure I ever read it, but for years I've been saying, like, my body is in a constant state of trying to catch up with my mental, my emotional self, my spiritual self. Like, my body is in the constant state of trying to play catch up. And I've been feeling like this for years. So it was nice to see it written out, because you know, for a while you don't know if it's just you, if you're tripping, if whatever, because of how the world has made you think, excuse me, think about yourself or of yourself. That was a big part of my journey in getting here. Like, people trying to play on my mind like I'm not who God is calling me to be. You get what I'm saying? So that, I feel very strongly about that. And I feel very strong about people trying to take control over your mind. Okay, that's really big to me. All right, the bottom right hand corner, exiting the matrix. I stopped watching television. I stopped watching porn. I stopped believing in mainstream media or traditions. I stopped eating processed junk food. I stopped going to clubs or parties. I stopped questioning the lies of the society. I started searching for truth. I started working on myself. I started meditating and watching documentaries. I started going out in nature. I started realizing my true nature. Don't follow the crowd. It's going in the wrong direction. So, you know, all of us have experienced this, you know, no matter if your ways are different, the same, you know, some of them you haven't tapped into yet. It's about tapping out of the ways of the world and tapping into spirit, tapping into your true self, your higher self, right? Like, that's pretty clear, you know. So the top, not the second to the left hand corner, I'm not sure, I think I said cornel, I'm not sure, but excuse me if I did. The portal to every next level is through the parts of yourself that you avoid. I think that's very important, because for a long while I was avoiding the many things that have gone through it, because of the, what do you call it, like the stigma that it put off, that it gave. And I'm thinking about, like, where would I be if I didn't start to incorporate the parts of myself that I tried to avoid? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how you make sense of it. That's how I'm supposed to make sense of what I've been through, you know, not by continue to avoid it. So that's very important, because it's a lot of avoidance within the society too, based off of stigma and like how it made you feel in the past, and not really trying to tap into things that don't feel good, but just realizing we have to tap into it so that we can heal ourselves through it, from it, you know, above it. So yes, I also have, I wish I could, I don't want to mess up my setup, because I have two more on a different slide that I could not fit on this screen, but I might just turn it into a short. Because I don't want to move anything, and I got my laptop flipped in a way in which I can't move it to the next screen, and I don't have the touch screen on. So we're going to end the message right here. And I pray that I'm able to assist you through your journey in some type of way, you know, whether it's, you know, sharing the many quotes of great ones, or, you know, just sharing some of my own journey, because I know it is difficult out in this world, and we don't really have people that are teaching us how to sit with our higher selves, how to become our higher selves, you know. And then the people that are, they're trying to attach a price to it, like I can't stand that either. But that's neither here nor there. I'm just putting on what God has put on my heart to share, so that, you know, we can evolve, you know, together, and do what we need to do and overthrow this unjust ass system. Take care.